In today's society, we have been conditioned to believe that we are not good enough. Who we are right now is not good enough, and there's something that we need to achieve externally or things that we need to get to ultimately make ourselves or convince ourselves that we are enough. And even when we get to that point, there's always going to be something that we lack. There's always something that we're missing. And we're on this never-ending chase to find that one thing, trying to fill a void that ultimately just cannot be filled by external things. As someone who is ambitious, someone who has goals, someone who wants to make a dent in the universe and make a positive impact on other people and build something, sometimes it's hard to balance feeling that wholeness and fullness, connecting with yourself in the present moment, and also doing things, taking action consistently to try to get somewhere. Working hard for an outcome and balancing that with already knowing that you're whole, full, and complete now. It's something that I'm thinking about all the time and something that I'm trying to balance because I would consider myself ambitious. I want to make a positive impact. I want to continue growing what I am currently building. And because I have that goal in mind, because I have that vision, and because I have that destination in my head, that motivates me to continue to take action. But it's about taking that action from that place of wholeness and fullness, which comes, I think, from spending time with yourself and connecting with presence. That's something that I'm currently balancing. And I believe that this is incredibly common with ambitious people or people who have big goals, people who want to build something or create something, or just people who want to grow, period. If you want to improve, if you want to get better, if you want to become the best version of yourself, how can we do that while also realizing that we're good as we are, we're whole as we are, we're complete as we are? If we're whole, full, and complete as we are right now, what's even the point of getting better? Aren't you perfect as you are? What's the point in getting better if you're already complete? And thinking about this question made me realize the fact that if you focus on your innate wholeness and fullness and you connect with presence and you start spending time with yourself, you'll quickly start to realize that majority of people are insecure. Majority of people need external validation, and they take action from this place of lack. They genuinely don't feel like they're whole, or they don't feel like they're complete, and they need something out there to fill the void that they feel internally. And like I said at the beginning of this video, ultimately, even when you get to the destinations that you get to, because you will, like if you have that mental focal point and you're focused on reaching a specific goal, if you take action consistently and you apply yourself and you're able to put in that effort, like you will get to that goal. But who you become and your mindset as you progress towards that goal, I think is incredibly important. Because even if you get to that goal, but you're taking action from this place of lack, that goal, that destination that you get to will never feel like enough. And your drive to continue to take action is ultimately dependent upon reaching somewhere that you think is going to provide you with ultimate fulfillment when it just doesn't. So after thinking about this and spending a lot of time meditating on this point, I've come to the realization that when you spend time in presence, when you really connect with who you are internally and you show up as yourself in every given moment, you take action from this place of wholeness. You take action from this place of fullness. You strive towards getting to a specific destination or getting to a specific goal because it's ultimately what you want to do, and it's what your heart is telling you you should do. It's what your heart is pulling you towards. You don't take action because you feel like you need that thing to provide you with ultimate fulfillment or satisfaction. You take action because it's what you feel like you're called to do. And because if you did take that action, you're able to express more of yourself. You're able to express more of your true self and just who you are through taking that action. Just see what being yourself and operating from your heart, just see where that takes you, see where that leads you. Because I guarantee you, it's going to lead you to incredible places. There's this great quote by Eckhart Tolle in A New Earth, which I've actually read from in a different recording, so you can go listen to that if you're interested in that. But there's this great quote, and Eckhart says in the book, "The joy of being, which is the only true happiness, cannot come to you through any form, possession, achievement, person, or event, through anything that happens. That joy cannot come to you, ever. It emanates from the formless dimension within you, from consciousness itself, and thus is one with who you are." Joy comes from within you. It doesn't come from anything that you experience externally, because even if you got to the places that you want to get to, eventually you may be incredibly joyful and happy when you finally get to the places that you want to get to, but eventually that joy may diminish. You'll get used to, getting the things that you want or having the things that you want, and eventually you'll want something else. Thinking that that external goal will provide you with ultimate happiness is just, it just won't happen. You're going to want something else. You're going to be, you're just not going to be satisfied ultimately, and you're going to want something else to fill that void. True joy emanates from within you. It comes from within. When you are yourself, when you show up as yourself, when you focus on being yourself in every given moment, and you connect with presence, you connect with the now, the only moment that we truly experience. So instead of focusing on constantly becoming something or someone, instead of putting all of your energy and attention on becoming, focus on being. When you're always focused on getting somewhere, thinking that the next moment is more important than this moment, you miss out on life. By focusing your energy and attention on being yourself in the present moment, knowing that you're whole, full, and complete now, you are going to take action from that place of wholeness and fullness. And because you realize that there's actually joy that can be experienced just by being who I'm being myself in the present moment, the action that you take is going to inevitably lead you towards becoming a better version of yourself. But you're not going to have to stress over the fact that you're not in the places that you want to be in, or there's some other destination that you would rather be in than the now. Society has conditioned people to feel lack and insecurity. That's just the truth. You scroll on your social media feed and feel like you're missing something because you see all these people living the life that you want to live, and you feel like you're missing out. You feel like you don't have the answers, and these people have all the answers, when in reality, they're just like you. They have fears and insecurities, and their life isn't perfect, just like yours isn't perfect. Society in so many ways has made us feel like we're not enough, and that there's always something that we're missing. It's trying to sell us things to make us feel like we're not complete as we are, when in reality, we are whole, we are complete. And when you start moving and operating in the world, knowing that you're complete, whole, full, as you are, not feeling like you're better than anybody, but just knowing that everyone has access to this feeling if they connect and with presence and just show up as themselves every single day, you're whole, you're full, you're complete. There's nothing that you need out there, no goal, no achievement that you need to get to feel whole. When you start realizing that, and then you take action from that wholeness, you're going to become the person that you want to be. You're going to grow. You're going to take action. You're going to not be afraid to step outside of the box and do something and take a risk, because you know that there's no such thing as failure. And as long as you walk confidently being yourself, and you connect with presence, and you trust in God, you trust in yourself, you have faith, winning is inevitable. Winning is the only option. And when you approach taking action towards your goals from that place, rather than a place of lack and insecurity, feeling like you need something, rather than coming from a place of fear, it's two completely opposite ends of the spectrum. And the way that you operate, the way that you carry yourself when you're coming from a place of love and wholeness and fullness, from presence, from just being yourself, you're able to achieve all the great things that you want to achieve, but you just don't lose yourself in the process. If you didn't feel like you liked yourself, if you didn't feel good, internally, if you weren't proud of who you were, but you got everything that you wanted, would you really be able to enjoy the things that you got? Like, no, obviously not. When you are yourself and you know you are yourself, you express yourself in the things that you do. You aren't afraid to be yourself. You connect with this moment and you don't allow your mind to think about the past or think about the future, and you start building a better relationship with yourself, like who you are within. You can be proud of yourself. You can be proud of the action that you took or the action that you're taking towards getting to your goals. And allow everything that you do, all the action that you take, to be an expression of that, of the fact that you are whole, full, and complete as you are, and that you show up as yourself. Allow everything that you do to be an expression of that. Just be yourself. Stop focusing on becoming and taking action from a place of lack, thinking that something needs to happen in order for you to feel the way that you want to feel. Be present, take action from wholeness, be in the moment, and you change the game. You change the way you view getting to your goals. You no longer give your power away. You no longer put your goals up on a pedestal. You look at them at eye level and then you take action in the most appropriate way and in the best possible way that you can. And then you just put one foot in front of the other and you make progress. And you don't judge yourself. You don't compare what you have to what somebody else has. You just focus on you. You focus on being in your own lane. You take action in the best way you possibly can. And eventually you get to your goals. And you still feel whole. You still feel proud of yourself. You still feel internally fulfilled. And then you have a new goal and you take action again. And then it's just a cycle of constant growth and constant development, while knowing constantly that you're whole and full as you are, just by being you. So I hope you got some value out of this. This is something that's been on my mind for quite some time, and I think it's important to share. Be you. Focus your energy and attention on this moment. Take action in the best possible way that you can. Stop putting your goals up on a pedestal, thinking that they're more valuable than you. You're valuable as you are. Don't get lost in the sauce. It's so easy to compare yourself to other people, compare what you have to what somebody else has, somebody you don't even know online, on social media. Like it can really, cause you to spiral and go downhill when you start judging yourself and comparing yourself. Focus on the now. Focus on developing a better relationship with yourself internally, being able to hold yourself accountable, and be proud of yourself ultimately when you put your head on your pillow before you go to sleep. Because like I said, you can achieve all the worldly success that you could possibly get. You can achieve the things that you want to achieve and get to the destinations that you want to get to. But if you look in the mirror and you're just not happy with what you see because you're not proud of yourself, you know that you've spent all this time looking ahead instead of being in the moment. You spent all this time grinding away trying to get somewhere, thinking that that is going to make you ultimately happy, when if you just focused on the moment and were yourself in the moment, you can find happiness in that moment. Like, think about what happens when you do that. Like, be here, focus on being here. What's the most appropriate action, the best action that you could take? If you operated from your heart, then take that action. Focus on being yourself, and good things will happen. You'll get to your goals. And you'll just grow and become the person who you want to be, just as a byproduct of you continuing to be yourself and taking action from wholeness. That's it. So I hope you got some value from this. Like I said, this has been on my mind for some time, so I wanted to make a recording about it. A lot of my recent recordings have been kind of around this topic, just because I've really been thinking about it and I think it's really important. So if you got some value from this or you enjoyed this, let me know. You can DM me on Instagram at Presence of Being, or DM me on TikTok. For the community, I'm releasing hats very soon, Presence of Being hats with the palm tree. I'll put a picture on the screen of what they look like. If you're watching this on YouTube, you'll be able to see it. If you're just listening to this on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, you can go over to the YouTube, subscribe, and you'll be able to see the image of what the hats are looking like. I just want a way to represent everything that we're about at Presence of Being, understanding the importance of the present moment, looking within rather than looking externally for fulfillment. That's what Presence of Being is about. So I wanted a way to represent that for the community. So the hats are dropping very soon. If you sign up for the email list, which you can do in the description of this video, you will be notified when the hats are released, and you'll be able to get one. People who sign up for the email list will be notified first when the hats are available. Before anybody on TikTok or anybody on Instagram, there's very limited quantity, so make sure you sign up for the email list. If you haven't left a review or a comment on the podcast, it would mean the world to me if you could leave a positive review or comment or share or like. It genuinely means a lot. I'm sure you hear this all the time, but it really does make a positive impact on the growth and being able to get the message out to as many people. So that would be greatly appreciated. Thank you again for being a part of our community, and I'll see you in the next video.